Welcome to Basic Maithili course, Lesson 3. In this lesson, we will be learning more about other types of letters and characters. The feature of all the Indic scripts, the vowels attached to the consonants are expressed through the diacritics. There are also some other phonemic properties that are denoted through diacritics. Except for the first vowel letter, that is A, all the vowels have a corresponding diacritic. The diacritics are called matras. With the use of these matras, the vowels are added to consonants. Vowel diacritics can be attached only to consonants and not to the vowel characters. Apart from the vowel diacritics, there are also some other diacritics with different use cases. They are as follows. The anuswara is a diacritic that is used when nasal sound, that is the panchmakshar, is appearing in half form. The process is called nasal assimilation. The visarga is a diacritic which is used mostly in the words of Sanskrit, where a word is stressed with an aspiration, often representing an sound after the letter it comes. For example, if the word is punah, it may be pronounced as punah. Pun, and then you have got a visarga, then you are calling it as punah. The chandra bindu is a diacritic that is used when a vowel is pronounced with nose. It is different from anuswara, where the anuswara is used instead of the nasal sound. The chandra bindu is equivalent to what we call as nasalization of vowels. Please note the difference. While anuswara is meant for nasal assimilation, chandra bindu is for nasalization of vowels. For example, Hans has anuswara and it means the bird goose. But the word Hans has chandra bindu and it means to laugh. This diacritic corresponds to the borrowed vowel A. It is a borrowed vowel and used in words of mostly foreign origin, such as English. For example, robot, college, hall, and so on. The letter R, when in half position, changes its shape. We will learn more about it in the conjunct section that will come later. The letter R is used in full when it comes in the beginning of a word. In other cases, it usually sounds like a variation of R, but its diacritic is also separate. It does not have a separate diacritic assigned to it, but usually it shows like Kri, Pri, Sri, like that. We will learn more about it in conjunct lessons. The Adho Bindu is a special character that is used for various purposes. In schools, it is taught to represent the sounds like Ra and Rha. Please note that there is a difference between the sounds Da and Ra and between Dha and Rha. Also note that Ra and Rha can never begin a word. The Adho Bindu is also used to represent some foreign sounds when used with letters like Ka, Kha, Gha, Z, Fa, etc. We may learn about it later. The letter Om is considered a sacred letter as per the ancient scriptures. This letter is never merged with any other letter and stands on its own. You may find it written often in temples and other sacred places. It is said that the letter Om is actually the main sound or the sound of the universe from where all the sounds have emerged. In the table shown below, you will see how these matras look like in both Mithilakshar and Devanagari and how they are often spoken. All the diacritics of Devanagari as used in Maithili. As part of learning, the use of matra with different consonant characters is called Barak or also Kakehra, representing the 12 vowel signs and how they are written along with the consonants. To reinforce all the consonants along with their vowel matras attached to it, is given in the following two tables. So, this is the Kakahra of Badhakhari table of Devanagari consonants. You can practice them. And this is the Kakahra or Badhakhari table of Mithilaksha consonants. You can refer to it. You do not need to practice them right now because there will be lessons coming up later, and then you can work with them. For now, you can look at this. Also, you will be getting a handout in which you will have all of these things already written with you. So, you can refer them whenever you want or whenever you are trying to read Devanagari or Mithilaksha and then trying to refer to whatever is you are getting in front of you. Conjunct characters. When two consonant characters are joined together, they form a conjunct. In English, they are called consonant clusters. For example, when you write the word blow, the letter B and L is a consonant cluster because there is no vowel in between. They are part of the single syllable. Similarly, when you write stride, the first three letters STR or STR make a consonant cluster and part of the syllable of a single syllable. Like English, Maithili also allows consonant clusters. But when you write them, they are joined by an individual character called halant and create somewhat a different symbol and becomes a conjunct character. After becoming a conjunct character, their shape may get a bit different. There may still be some resemblance to the original characters, but in some cases they may look totally a different character with the resemblance to the original individual characters. So, how do we write the conjunct characters? Let us have a look at some of the conjunct characters and how they look like. In this table, you can see that two characters have joined together to make a conjunct character. Please see the use of halant, which is represented by the diacritic. The halant is a conceptual character. Halant does not denote any sound. Rather, halant denotes the absence of a sound. That is, the inherent vowel that is present in each of the consonants. Conjunct character means there are two or more consonants joined together by halant. In the table above, we have seen conjugation of two consonants to make conjuncts. Conjuncts can be made of 3 or rarely up to 4 consonants as well. Some examples of conjuncts made of 3 consonants are given as follows. Apart from the letters you have seen above, there are also 3 special conjunct characters that are taught in schools, often as part of the last set of consonants in the Varnamala. These 3 characters are Cha, Tra and Gya. In Mithilaksha, they are Cha, Tra and Gya respectively. If written in Roman, they would look like this. You would need to practice how to speak them as you learn. These 3 conjunct characters are formed as follows. These special conjunct characters in Mithilaksha are as follows. The shapes of consonants, when they appear as a half character, may look a bit different from what their full form is. In the table given below, you can see the characters in their half form as they would usually look like when they appear in a conjunct character. Please also see the remarks of each characters. The letter R or the letter Ra is special when it comes to conjuncts. Depending upon whether the halant is appearing before or after Ra, depending upon this, the Ra also change its place and as to how and where it gets conjoined with the consonant it appears with. So, when the halant is appearing after Ra, it is called Ref, and the diacritic changes to show up as a hook on the top of the consonant that comes after Ra and the halanta. Some examples of Ref and how it appears is as follows. As you can see in the table here, the Ref appears on the top of the consonant before which the Ra sound is spoken. Please note, whenever Ref comes above a consonant, Ra is spoken before the letter on top of which it appears. Unlike Ref, where the halant is after Ra, what happens when the halant comes before Ra? In such cases, the Ra is marked below the consonant at a suitable place. When the halant comes after Ra sound followed by a consonant, the Ra sound is spoken after the consonant to which it is attached. If the letter has a khadi pai in it, the downward slanting stroke is marked on the khadi pai. Examples are as this one. So you have pra, tra, gra, bra, 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 sra, jra, gra, dhra, kra, thra, kra and pra. If the letter has a corner downwards, the same downward single stroke is marked attaching to the downward corner of the letter. This goes with letters like the and ha, as in Rudraksh and Hras. If the letter has a round shape downwards, an angular stroke is attached to the dangling round shape. This works with letters like ta, tha, da and dha, as in tram, dram or tra or dra. The letter ri usually comes in full when it begins a word. For example, rishi, rin, ritu, etc. However, the letter ri can also come as a diacritic when it appears after a consonant. In such cases, it appears with a hook attached to the consonant down below. For example, kuri, pri, sri, as in kripa, prist, srishti, etc. The conjunct sra is also special in the sense that its shape is different from the two consonants with which it is made. The conjunct sra is made of two consonants, sha and ra. Sa and ra are joined with the halant. As you can see, this conjunct is unique as it looks neither like sha nor like ra. Examples of this conjuncts are shramik, sre, sri, sresht, etc. The conjunct sra can also take the re diacritic and look like sri, as used in words like sringar, srinkhala, etc. Within the script of Devanagari, we use only a few symbols as noted below. There may be other symbols from other domains, but for this course, we will get introduced to the three symbols of the Omkar, the Avagraha and the abbreviation marker. Om is a sacred symbol, as we have already discussed above. In Mithilaksha, it is written as this. The Avagraha symbol is a vowel lengthening marker. It is used also in Sanskrit for vowel lengthening. Please note that it may look like the English S letter, but it is not. In Maithili, it is used copiously where the vowel is stressed or lengthened, especially to stress the vowel as in ka, bha, ka, ka, etc. In Mithilaksha, it is written similarly as this. The abbreviation marker is a dot or a small circle. Use of abbreviation is not very common in Maithili, but if used, we can use the abbreviation marker this as in O.P. So it would mean something like Agila Prist. Devanagari uses the same punctuations as English or Hindi except for a few that has been in practice. So except for full stop, that is the single danda, and the verse stop marker, that is double danda, other punctuations are same and have the same functions. The Devanagari danda is used generally as the full stop marker, as in Ram Ghar Jai Tej, Bharatak Rajdhani Dilli Aj. The other punctuation that is used in Devanagari is the double danda. This punctuation is used mostly in the verses or couplets or Sanskrit slokas where there are two lines where the first line in marker ends with a danda, single danda or a full stop, and the second one ends with the double danda. For example, you can see these two. So this one is Jai Jai Bhairavi Asur Bhayavuni Pashupati Bhamini Maya Sahaj Sumati Varadiya He Gosavani Anugati Gatitva Paya. So the first one has single danda and the second one has the double danda. The numbers in Maithili are similar to what is usually used in across the other languages of the region. Their shape may be a bit different from the international digits. Please note that the international digits are also understood well in Maithili. The numbers as written in Devanagari, Mithilakshar, their international form are given in the table below. In this lesson, we introduced the two major scripts of Maithili, including Devanagari and Mithilakshar. It is noted that Kaithi is also used as a script of Maithili, but we have not included it here as this is beyond the scope of this course. It is noted that though we have introduced Mithilakshar in this lesson, we will be learning Devanagari in greater detail in the next lesson onwards. Thank you.